Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How is everyone doing? We're gonna go ahead and kill the mic here, or the music mic. I'm just kind of scrambling. Sorry, guys. I'm a few minutes late, and that's because see, when you're married, your wife does these things that goes, "Can we go look at?" And then we go, and then it's, well, while we're here, can we get? And then it just goes on and on and on. We left the house at like 1:30, and I just got back, so. How is everyone doing? I did actually have a question, and I'm actually glad I saw weapons is in here because somebody told me about something, and now I want to look into it. And Google has been thus far very unhelpful. They said something along the lines of, at one point in time, the U.S. sold, like, they caught somebody who was selling secrets about like supersonic flight to the Russians, and they, instead of arresting them, they were like, all right, you're going to sell them this instead. And it was like fake plans for like a tire formula that could survive those temperatures and stuff. And I couldn't find anything on it. So I would, if anyone knows about that incident, I would really like to look into it. I'd like to read about it. Doggos, they're getting dinner right now. That's Knox's cooling mat. And I'm borrowing his little fan while he's not in here. Poland has entered the chat. Run it through GPT. I mean, I probably will. Guys, I've had zero time. Literally 8 minutes ago, I know I kind of did it to myself, but about 8 minutes ago, I had my newest, and the only one I've done since I was retired, HLC's Classroom, go live on Pepperbox. So it'll be live here on YouTube tomorrow. I made you a Russian paper bear meme buff forever. Yeah, when he said that, it was like the Russian foreign minister to the United States had like tweeted something almost verbatim of what I said, and I was like, that's stupid. So 1-8 Cav in chat. Look, the Cav has their month in June. We don't need them in here. I'm sorry. That old tanker side of me still comes out every once in a while. Love the developing beard. Thank you so much. Do you think that Russia is considering invading Estonia, Latvia, or Lithuania to seize the refinery capacity? I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know if Latvia or I think Lithuania is, and I know Estonia is, are members of NATO. That would be really bad for Russia, because this is the thing. And take this with a grain of salt. So Putin is crazy. He's not stupid. He knows that if he picks a fight with NATO and NATO invokes Article 5 and we go toe-to-toe with him, conventionally, he will lose. Absolutely. He knows that. He's not unintelligent. He knows conventional versus conventional forces, especially right now, considering how much the Ukraine has already taken away from him, he's going to lose. And he's immediately going to go nuclear. But that's also mutually assured destruction. Everybody's going to die. We're going to survive long enough to watch them burn first, but we're still probably going to go anyways. Who doesn't refine oil? I don't know where all the refineries are in Europe, man. I don't know shit about that. Thoughts on pepperbacks? I keep on trying to convince Eli and Jake to make a pepperback shirt where it's literally just the Pepperbox logo and there's like a pepper shaker on the back or something. I don't know. We got to figure something. I think they need a pepperback shirt. Russia's staring at the refinery like SpongeBob looking at the glass of water. Is it Operation Shocker? Hold on. Now I got to look into this. Is that somebody said something about it on the internet, and I went to Google, you know, the U.S. giving fake tire plans to Russia. Couldn't find anything. Supersonic tires, Russia. Like I couldn't find anything. So I've never heard of Operation Shocker. Huh. I have not heard of this. I need to read up on Operation Shocker. I don't see anything about the tires yet. It says 4,000 documents on a new nerve agent the U.S. believed unweaponizable. the goal was to waste Soviet resources. I'm just at the wiki right now. And you know, this is the thing. People give Wikipedia a lot of shit. Thing is, Wikipedia has to cite like everything that they put in there, so it's not a good, like, you can't just say, hey, I went to Wikipedia to find it, but like clicking on the links and figuring out where the stuff came from and where it's cited from, that's actually always really, like, Wikipedia is useful in that aspect. I need to look into this. I haven't heard of that. What's up, the model guy? Oh man, it did it again. What's up, man? Just have hip surgery on both of them about 10 days ago. Shit. How long was your recovery and decompression surgery with bone graft? So I only had my left one. They popped it out, shaved down some bone. I didn't have any bone graft, so I don't know about that. And then they had to repair a labral tear that I had. So, and then popped it back in. What's up, bud? There's my best buddy. My best buddy in the whole wide world. He wants a snacko. Come here. There we go. There we go. That's my best bud. You don't get to put your nose in the bag. Hi. Hi. I didn't even say hi to them when I got home. I just like literally came in, walked through the door, came straight back here and started streaming. I was on my feet pretty quickly after my surgery. The downside was range of movement. And even with physical therapy, I still feel like I haven't gotten all of it back. Right now, I did leg day yesterday. And so my range of motion is not good in general. I don't want to admit how long it took me to turn on that purple light back there. Bending down to do that. And now that I'm seated, I texted the wife and I was like, can you please bring me some ice water? I don't think I'm getting up. Hey there, hi there, ho there, bud. Heard of the Ross rifle? Our piece of country gave it up a month after working out all the kinks to adopt the SMLE. I have not heard of the Ross rifle. I'm getting all sorts of stuff I need to look into. Kevin Sutherland, thank you so much. Warrior Shaman has a song about Franklin. I haven't heard the Franklin one, but I do like his ones about Buff and the kid. Yeah. You have a Patriot shirt from the 90s for me? Guys, I'm so sorry. So just so you guys understand my schedule, okay? Most of last week, thank you, dear. Most of last week I was in Tennessee with Veteran with a Sign and the Fat Electrician. And then we went down to Fort Campbell, got to go cruise around the ISV. They showed us some of the stuff. Yeah. And then we did the nuclear bunker tours there on Fort Campbell. Videotaped all of it and stuff like that for you guys because this is actually really, really cool. And yeah, so, and then I got back and there was a leak in my roof I had to fix. Like, it's just been go. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. So I apologize. I have not gotten that, the thingy, the what you did you up and running yet. The P.O. box. I'm so sorry. Opinion on Hegseth calling a meeting most of our high-ranking military leaders. Look, I'm going to be totally frank with you. And this is coming from somebody who worked very close to a lot of high-ranking people in the military. I rubbed elbows with a lot of brass. I worked on a lot of different programs. I was a very vocal person in the space. There's about a 95 to 99% chance it is something dumb. A stern talking to, mandatory training, refinement of some kind of fucking general order, a piss test, height and weight. It's something dumb. It is something dumb. I'm just going to be totally real with you. Because here's the thing. People are like, oh, they're planning for a big military operation. If you're grabbing all of the generals, okay, you got to think about what's important there. So if you're planning an operation in Europe, why are you going to grab the guys from the Pacific? It's impractical. Why are you going to grab the generals from the training units? The units that train pilots, that train, warrant officers, that they don't have a dog in that fight. They have no tactical relevance there. So it's probably something that does affect the entire force as a whole, which is most likely, like I said, stern talking to, stuff like that. Yeah, that's a nice cooling mat that Knox has that he just bunched up and plopped himself on. So, love your videos. Always make me laugh. Thank you for your service. Keep other, good work. Thank you so much, Kevin Sutherland. Oh, man. Nicholas Cometti, thank you so much. I think I said that name right. Cometti, I'm probably fucking that up. So, oh, good old CBs. I love me some CBs. My 1.5-year-old loses his mind watching your videos. He sees the talking faces and starts screeching at the screen and pointing. Love from Alberta, Canada, and this Royal Canadian Air Force officer. Thank you so much. Is it Armed Forces or Air Force? I'm sorry, I'm not really familiar with that acronym. I believe it's Air Force, but it could be Armed Forces. Ethan, hello friend. What is up? Is Raven? Is that? Hold on, Raven. Is that from Instagram? The oh man, oh my god, it's gonna drive me nuts. Hold on. I think it is. Now I gotta check Instagram real quick. Because she mentioned Mini Raptor. Might be. It might be. I can't tell from the little picture on my little OBS. So hello. Yes, Nox is here. Sorry I'm late. Can we restart? Funny enough, just watched an Aztecross short of I've never even heard of Aztec Cross or whatever that is. Luke trolling someone with that. Good stuff. How's Mrs. HLC? She is good. Her ear is, as far as I know, pretty much completely healed at this point. Fritz, I told her I would take him outside and old yeller him, but she refused, so he's still here. I go, look, I'm old school, ladies and gentlemen. I'm real old school. No one strikes my wife but me. Wait. Okay, I'm just fucking with you guys. Want to hear an 18 plus pickup line? Not too bad, but still no filter enough for HLC. I've heard some very, very rough pickup lines in my time in the military. Sorry I'm late. Love you, Plopper. Hope you had a good vacation. I mean, it wasn't a vacation. I was working the whole time, but I appreciate it. And I say working, but I understand like doing podcasts and actually going to like historical sites isn't really work, but I know like while I'm there, I have to keep the conversation going. Like there is a certain aspect of effort to it. Like it's a different type of effort. I was actually talking to someone recently and he was a roofer and he's like, you know, is it like really difficult to be a YouTuber? And I'm like, yes and no. Like it is not anywhere near as physically demanding as a lot of the jobs I've done in my life. That's just the way it is, right? I told him, I was like, it is not as physically demanding as being a roofer. It's not. Mentally demanding, it can be, but there are a lot of perks with it. So I do consider myself incredibly fortunate, and I always want to be grateful for it. And I don't, by any stretch of the imagination, I'll never think that I'm better than anybody else because it's what I do. It's just something I really enjoy doing, and I get to spend it with you guys. So really happy about that. Life alert button, bro. I tell you what, I'll try and stand up right now. I'm gonna use a lot of arms. Nailed it. Oh, I hear tomorrow's gonna be worse. That's all I hear is tomorrow's gonna be worse. Hi, Boofer. You want to jump up here? That doesn't feel good on Dad's leg. It doesn't. You want to say hi to everybody? Okay. All right, fine. He knows he's earned something for that. For the Soviet tire tech sabotage thing, I believe it was a multi-prong operation with other elements. A bad intel lookup operation. Don't. No, I'm not typing that in. Look, do not ever cite the old text to me. I was there when it was written, kid. God damn it. I am not putting that in my Google search. No way in hell. Boy, we sure are glad every single bone muscle in your body falling apart is not service related. Can you imagine if it was? Although I did just get my letter from the VA. I'm 100%. I mean, that's kind of what I expected, but I actually got like confirmation like, hey, you're 100%. So I just got that. Holy shit, they think I'm a wife beater? Who thinks I'm a wife beater? Oh, no, I'm not. That woman, she hits me. I hope she's not watching. Do British people waterboard people with tea, or is that just a myth? I have no idea. I think it would be hilarious if they did, because ultimately it's tea with plants in it, or it's water with plants in it. My buddies were making jokes about it and wondering if it was possibly true. I mean, it's the same viscosity as water, so it would permeate the rag or the towel that you use in the same way and create the same feeling of drowning, but it would smell better, maybe. Plausible, probably not legal. She has a chancla, big time. Greetings from Nashville. No shit. Saw Johnny Cash Museum and found and I Walk the Line shirt. Made me wonder if you ever consider I Crossed the Line shirt. It's actually not a half bad idea. I don't know. I'm glad also, just in case you guys, I should have wore it tonight, but my missus what's it called? My I finally produced my We Just Be Building Shit shirt. I had Mrs. HLC as Rosie the Riveteer on the back of it. I think it turned out great. I think it turned out wonderful. So I know some of y'all picked that up, and I do appreciate the support, of course, but I just want to make sure you guys get the stuff that you want. Hey, I was hoping I'd catch you on stream before my work shifts changed. Did I find a good home for Miss Waffles? I need to do another update on Twitter. So Waffles, yes. We worked with a nonprofit in the area. They didn't have room for her, but they found a foster that did. And the crazy thing is, couldn't break her aggression with Knox. Couldn't break it. Couldn't break her aggression with Fritz. My wife takes her there. I was out of town. And they come out with like this puppy chihuahua. And she was perfectly fine with it. I was like, what the fuck, man? So she has a foster right now, and they're going to find her a permanent home. I'm very happy for her, and it sucks, seeing her go, but I know she's in good hands. Why are bike cops against law enforcement? Because they ride bicycles. Please do more USA versus the world. Yes. I have an HLC classroom dropping tomorrow here on YouTube. Right now it's live on Pepperbox. Just went live on Pepperbox. And then I have, I'm hoping the beginning of next month, I'm doing a USA versus the world. And here in the near future, I don't want to give too many details, but I'm working on a series with Chris Cappy, and I'm very excited for it. And I'm sure he is too. I don't want to give any details, but it's going to be me and Chris Cappy, and I think it's going to do very well, just because our brains are very similar in that. Small counterpoint: theoretical conflict with Russia has a Pacific component. Just saying. True. However, that could quite literally be an email to like the United States Navy 7th Fleet. Just like, hey, if Russia shows up, just kill their boats. The end. Like the Russian Navy is, compared to us, is just not there. We would have to fight on the land for them to really stand any chance. And I'm not like talking shit. Like, I don't want to underestimate them. It's just their Navy is not even close. Oh, that reminds me, I can't express how sad when I found out about y'all being an hour away. Operation United Hope is in Cookeville, Tennessee, and all three of you would have signed up making me giddy. It's fine. No, I understand, Stuart. So it's a give and take, right? I do want to be accessible. And so for me, like, this is the safest way for me to be accessible to all you and for you guys to, have access to me, which is great, right? Because I always want to be accessible. Recent things that have happened in the world has made it pretty scary to just kind of announce where you're going to be. And that sucks because I always want to be, approachable and stuff like that. So, because like all of us considered it. I was there with the fat electrician and veteran with a sign, and we were literally like in the truck on our way, and we were going to make a video saying, hey, we're about to be at the Fort Campbell PX for lunch around this time. If you guys want to come say hi, come say hi. And then we all decided against it because it could be potentially like in a PX, maybe not so much, but I don't know. It was just, yeah. When's Unsub's next visit? I don't know. They're about to be going on live tour. I'll be going to one of their shows. But yeah, Did I just call Knox a plop? Maybe. Plopper. Hey. Hey. Fat. He's just staring down the hallway. Good evening from the very real state of Delaware. It's not a real place. It's like saying, hey, from the very real location of Narnia. Get out of here with that. Am I running a buff Twitter page? No, somebody else made that. And so far, he's kind of been on point with it. So I'm going to just let it go. Knox. Stop. I'm trying to catch everything in here. There's so much going on. I'm trying to stay with it. Somebody said they were down 80 pounds and almost in military standards. I saw that for a split second. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Like you're doing, I say thank you. I don't know why I'm saying thank you. Fucking, you're crushing it, man. Like stay with it. He's not shiny today, damn it. No, I'm keeping these things down. Do I think the F-47 is going to be the YF-23? No, I don't. I don't know what it's going to look like at this point. Like, you know, everyone keeps sharing that same picture, but the Air Force straight up said they're like, that's not what it looks like. Like that's just a simulator rendering. No one knows what the design actually looks like. But you're better looking, so you're better. I think so. Probably not, but I appreciate that. Love the video. Thank you so much. Vote for DV is a vote for Herrera. Wait. A vote for domestic violence is a vote for Herrera? What? Regards the video involving emails. I think I'm saying that right. My buddy on the Ford still call them as the catapults and still work the same basic principles since World War II. Even the battleships and cruisers could launch aircraft. Yes. Again, I'm not super intimately familiar with those systems. Just what I was able to find on the internet. Operators, people on the ground are saying that it has some reliability issues. The brass are saying that they're amazing. So I don't know what to believe, but having worked in what's a project and like procurement, I would believe the guys on the ground personally. I got the military grade hip. Hell yeah. Now stand up and do a backflip. Listen, Ping King. I don't take very kindly to threats on my life. I'm trying to read through as much as I can. My stepdad has a 100 disability with the VA. I just hit it. I'm happy on the one hand, but on the other, I'm like, man, how many years are off my life because of that? Like it's like on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, but the other, I'm just like, shit. Thoughts on the UN leaving when Benjamin Netanyahu took the stand? He said he defeated Iran, but he isn't finished. Back to the sandbox. I don't know. It's really so. My feelings in general for that part of the world, just so everyone knows, I don't pick sides. I know that peace will never be achieved while both sides exist. Sorry, that's just the reality of it, right? Like that peace will never be achieved while both sides exist. That being said, is the solution that people are willing to go for potentially being worse than Hamas? So there are a lot of people who have a disagreement with it. I will say, hands down, Hamas has one of the best, like, chef's kiss fucking propaganda campaigns I've ever seen. It's phenomenal. It's so good. Second, maybe to Russia. It could be ahead of Russia. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I know that a lot of countries have their own mixed views on it. Have I tried out Sea Power yet? It'll definitely stay. Oh no, dude. I've been living any spare time I have to play video games, which ain't much. Borderlands has been my jam. Should I have burgers, Mexican, or Chinese for dinner? I had burgers. There's a place in El Paso called Toro Burger Bar. I've never been to a place where everything on the menu looked phenomenal. Like everything I read, I was like, that looks good. That looks good. God damn, that looks good. It was so hard to pick something. It all looks delicious. You made soup. Good call. Not sure if you have any advice for me, but I was at the Utah event and witnessed what happened to Charlie. Can't get it out of my head. How can I process this and move on? Well, I will tell you this, Luxon. First of all, I'm sorry you had to bear witness to that. Quite frankly, no American in the United States should have to endure something like that, either being the victim themselves or seeing what happened to the victim. Now, that in mind, there is no quick fix. There really isn't. There's no magic pill. Certain types of medications can help, but what I have found works best is you have to figure out a way to change your thinking about it. And that's easier said than done. And it can be a big to a little. It can be like, instead of saying that I witnessed Charlie Kirk get murdered, you could say I witnessed the single most important reason that I need to vote in every single election. A lot of it comes down to changing your thoughts on it. At least in my personal experience, when you experience something traumatic, that's just what I did for everything that happened in my life. Is dark humor helps. It kind of does. But yeah. Can I talk about the United Nations hacking the United States because of the new regime or government? I saw a video talking about it, but didn't finish it. I've heard about that. I don't know what the details are on that. I know President Trump is pretty upset about the escalator stopping and the teleprompter stopping, which I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but the statistic probability of both of those things happening to the exact same person in that entire building, not likely. It just isn't. Like if other people and I hadn't seen it, but if other people had experienced issues with those escalators or other people had experienced issues with the teleprompter, cool, makes sense. But nobody else did. So I like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, but Luxon, sorry, man. I wish I had better advice for you than that. But just keep your head up, man. You got this. Bringing in all brass could be a focus on training plans for the Pacific. Brass, if NATO does take on Russia, China will make them the grab for Taiwan, without question. If the U.S. gets involved in any open conflict with anybody in the world, China is going to try and grab Taiwan. That's going to be their only chance. And I have a feeling Taiwan is going to go a whole lot like the Korean War did. If you guys have never watched the map of the Korean War, like not very many Americans in South Korea. North Korea just comes pushing all the way through, all the way down to Busan, which is actually spelled with a P. It's spelled Pusan, but it's pronounced Busan, apparently. I don't know. And then Task Force Smith landed on the side near Suwon, and then the rest of the U.S. force pushed all the way up to damn near China. And then China got involved and pushed them back to the 38th parallel, and then that's kind of where they stayed. Remember, folks, Jack Mandeville believes in you, so don't be depressed. I believe in Jack Mandeville. Cappy Crosser. I honestly, I'm really excited for that show with Cappy. I don't know when we're going to start filming it, but it's been something we've talked about and we both agreed to, and I'm excited. Oh my God, I'm way behind. Hello from Austin. I flew through Austin on my way back here. That was the bumpiest ride in and out of any airport that I've ever been to. And I'm an artist, and my friend, also a big fan, has been suggesting I should draw Buff, the kid and the nerd as Transformers. I mean, if you want to, I'm not going to tell you no. I don't own the intellectual property to those guys. I mean, like, yes, like I created them and stuff like that. So in case anyone's like, oh, I could trademark those and you're fucked. No, you wouldn't. Because the second you go to toe with me, I'm going to be like, look, I've been making these videos for this long. These are the names of the characters. This is when they tried to trademark it. And the judge is going to be like, that's dumb. Your trademark is invalid. Fuck you. And it's really pointless. But anyways, been watching content for a long time. Got back home last month from 19 Kilo OSIT. There you go. You're a real boy. For the Montana, I think MT is Montana, maybe. Army National Guard found out from the BC and CSM of my battalion that all the 19 kilos are being forced reclassed to 11 Bravo due to big Army force changes. First time. I'm not being a smart ass, man. I was there. Why do you think I went to air defense? I didn't want to go to air defense. Uncle Sam said, pick a new job or get out. Okay. I feel you, man. It sucks. If you can, what I would do is pick a different job than 11 Bravo, but I don't know. How much do I have to donate to get you to the Orlando show? You're my favorite creator on YouTube, let alone Pepperbox. Love you. I appreciate it, Dalton. I don't have time for the Orlando show, I don't think. I think I'm still being cryptic about where I am going to be. I'm not sure. There's so many things bouncing around inside my fucking cranium that I can't even keep up with. I feel like I'm losing my memory just because I can't keep on top of everything. But I'm sorry, man. No, it's gonna be. I don't think I'll be at the Orlando. I mean, I wouldn't mind coming down to Florida. Florida's not bad. If you ever need backup UK slur other than beans on toast, might I suggest? I think I saw your comment with that. YouTube oddly dropped that video. That video on my algorithm. Will YouTube let me get away with saying that NPs? I mean, it's Boeing's jobs program. Can't let Lockheed get all the contracts. That's fair. Bundle of sticks and peas. Yes. With a picture of the J-20 showing rivets all over, how does that make you feel? Not bad. I mean, here's the thing. Even our planes have visible to the human eye seams and rivets in some places. As for those mattering, I mean, we already know that the F-22 is about 100 times smaller in radar cross-section than the J-20. We know that the J-20 is about 100 times smaller in radar cross-section than the Su-57. So, I mean, aspect ratio plays a big factor when it comes to radars and how they look at things. Now, a ground-based sensor for at least part of the flight isn't going to be looking really head on to an aircraft. It's going to be looking more at the bottom, so that's where the rivets are going to matter. But combat aircraft are going to be looking at the top, the side, the back, kind of all over. So I don't know. I feel like our 22s and 35s in some locations, not very many, but in some locations does have some visible, granted they're like very poorly visible, but some visible like rivets and seams and stuff. The least realistic thing about Star Trek is Israel and Palestine made peace. Did they? Damn. And here I thought there were no Muslims in Star Trek because, like, it's, you know, the future and stuff. I'm sorry. That's a bad joke. I'm so sorry. That was... Look, I don't have any feelings against the religion as a whole. I really don't. Just after personal experiences and, you know, people trying to maybe unalive me and succeeding and a couple of my friends, I have a mild distrust for Middle Eastern males, okay? Just, I think that's fair. If my grandfather was still alive, I'd be like, how do you feel about Japanese people? He probably would have a pretty natural distrust for them. I think that's fair. If you go down to Argentina, they probably, 80 years ago didn't like Americans very much. Oh, man. My grandfather, Klaus, was from Argentina. I'm sure he was. Operation United Hope is a 501c3 charity my wife started to support veteran and active military members in need. Think Goodwill and Food Bank, but everything is free for military as is donation from community. Please look it up. I'll check out Operation United Hope. I'm all about helping people. Loves the Germans though, yes. My grandfather Klaus, who was from Argentina, very big fans of the Germans. He actually made sure that I learned German on top of Portuguese. This is very nice, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm doing good, demonic Furby. 420. That's great. Hi, HLC. Big fan. I'm seeking military work. I was in a crash 5 years ago. Need left wrist and right hip to be rebuilt. I'm not crippled, but I'm limited. What branch would you recommend and why? Given the circumstances and the reconstruction you've had, I don't know a lot of the requirements they have in MEPS, but if you have limited range of motion, you struggle with like running or anything else like that, a lot of these pre-existing conditions, certain branches are going to kind of filter you out right away, namely the Coast Guard and the Air Force. I'm sorry. They just kind of are. Probably the Space Force too. Marine Corps might take you, but probably Army. Look, I hate saying I love my branch, but the Army will literally take anybody. When I walked in and I was a young 18-year-old kid who had no felonies, no misdemeanors, fucking no tattoos, no criminal record, not even a fucking speeding ticket, and I had no medical issues, they were like, they jumped on me like a crow on a curly fry. Because usually the Army's like everyone's last choice. Well, sometimes the Marines are. But yeah, I would just go talk to them, man. People are like, oh, recruiters lie. They really don't anymore. And here's why. If your recruiter tells you something and you go to MEPS and a MEPS doctor asks you something and you say, my recruiter told me to tell you this, you're fine. That recruiter's job is fucked. Their career is fucked, like everything. And I will tell you, 99% of recruiters, well, probably 95% of recruiters out there are not going to throw away their life just to try and get you in the military. Just not going to do it. And you know that technically the U.S. nuked 3 countries, Japan, Spain, and Greenland. I knew, well, if we're counting like all the places that we've lost nuclear weapons, yes. But that would also give Japan 3 nukes instead of 2. In the like 60s or 70s, I want to say it's mid 70s. Stray voltage accidentally set off a Nike Hercules, which is a nuclear defense missile. It fired horizontal across the island of Okinawa, killed 2 Japanese people, and then the Navy divers had to go out in the ocean and fish out the warhead. Yeah. But our aim is spot on. I mean, 3 times, same country. The U.S. nuked ourselves many times. This is also true. Isn't there one off the coast of like South Carolina that we still haven't accounted for or something? I know there's like 29 or 27 nukes that the U.S. just kind of lost. Am I officially retired? Yes. Amanda says North Carolina. I could be incorrect. The U.S. nukes itself. Do you know how little that turned? That narrows it down. Sorry. You're allowed. Oh, hold on. I was reading it and then it fucking. You're allowed 1 gun forever. What's it going to be? If I don't got to worry about the cost of ammunition and have an M2 heavy barrel 50 caliber machine gun, because the amount of maintenance you need to do to it is spray it with some, and like this is very unspecific, a form of lubricant, any kind you can find, literally. If it lubricates pistons, it'll lubricate a 50 cal. If it lubricates body parts, it'll lubricate a 50 cal. Literally, the M2 is like, we should just start referring to it as John Moses Browning's ghost. That's really what it is. You could put anything in that fucking thing. MRE peanut butter, you could probably lubricate an M2 with that. Like they're very resilient fucking weapon systems. But that's if I don't have to worry about cost of ammo. If I do have to worry about cost of ammo, simple AR, nothing crazy. AR-15, lightweight, easy to maneuver, pretty easy to find parts for, pretty easy to find ammo for, easy to maintain. I mean, AKs are also kind of in that category. But in the United States, you're going to find, at least in my personal opinion, everyone that I know, there's more people that I know own ARs than AKs. M2 will outlast Buff. It might. I mean, it's been around longer than he has, and it's. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. I'm telling you. We used the Swedish Bofors from, I want to say like 1914? No, 1920 something. Till 2016 is when the U.S. finally retired the Swedish Bofors. Solid weapon system. Coase Jayer? I'm sorry. So you were there, was it 11 when the Fukushima reactor, I think, was hit? Because I think I was out of the country for that too. I think I was in Afghanistan. And I remember like hearing about it. It was just like, there was something else going on in my life. Oh, Knox is back? Okay. Here, I got to put your fan on you. No, you're good. You're good. How do the Raptor feel the nerd has 18 air kills? Listen. He had to get a head start so he could compete. Okay. Scroll through old TikTok faves. Want to know, since you had the hip surgery, does that mean we won't see you play the triangle for... Yeah, bro, that was... Once... Like, this is the thing. That video did not get the love it deserved. That song, Yeah, it's like Usher, has Lil Jon, Ludacris, and everything like that. Like, it was all like 2008, man, when I was going through fucking high school and shit. Like, that was the jam. As soon as I pointed out that triangle to my wife, she can't listen to that song anymore. She's like, I can't unhear that triangle. I was like, there's someone going hard with that fucking triangle. Like, somebody, like, it was the cowbell situation, but with a triangle. Lil Jon was like, yeah, fever and more cowbell, fucking, but his triangle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't even, yeah. HLC with all exclamation points. What's up, No Kings America? Scrolled through old TikTok faves. Want to know, since you... Oh, wait. Why did it do it again? Not letting me send the line, rip. Anyways, Pig from Charlotte's Web. I hope you go to the gym to fix those love handles. Yes. Yes. I'm going to the gym. Look. I've been so goddamn busy and traveling all over the place. It's kind of hard. But I got some time. So I'm staying strict to it. Sugar-free. Did I see drones over Norway and Denmark this week? No, I did not. Who fired them? Oh. Since Nick hasn't done the video for the Ludendorff Bridge. I don't know if Buff would be the right character for it, but maybe I could create a character for the, was it the M13 multiple gun motor carriage? Is it the M13 or the M16 that has the quad 50s? I think the M13 had the dual 50s and the 40 or 90 on top. I asked him about it. He's like, there's just not enough there. And I was like, bro, it's an awesome war story. You know, the ultra realistic VR flight simulators that simulate real accurate combat scenarios. I bet that's like the kids triple X buffs. Buff slowed him. Kid, what are you doing? Get out of my room. That was the first thing that popped into my head. Oh, man. Oh, that's funny as hell. Osama bin Swaggin. I just saw that name. What's your take on the Ukraine about to receive Tomahawks? I was unaware that Ukraine's about to receive Tomahawks. I haven't had a lot of time today to watch the news. I try and get all caught up on the news, usually like a day or two before I have to get my next video out. I look into things, see what's kind of relevant, see what people are talking about, see how people feel about it. Because like, that's the thing. Not only am I telling you guys the news, I want to, as much as I can, capture the feelings of the majority of the people in that area when I like go over the story. And that is, for American issues, that's easy. I'm from here. I know this. But I've gotten it wrong about Germany one time. And by God, the Germans let me know that I got it wrong. But I appreciate you guys sticking around and give me the benefit of the doubt. I think I got another one wrong about South Africa. So I can't always get them right, but I do try and capture like the feeling behind it. So that way, like people can understand that like, hey, this is how it's perceived to the rest of the world. The world is on fire. How about yours? That's the way I like it, and I never get bored. Hey now, you're a Knox dog. You're a fat shit. You smell like butt. Come here, Knox. Hey. Come on, my best buddy. You want some sugar-free? It'll give you the big dead. It'll make you like the youth in Asia. You farted, didn't you? Every time he gets nervous, his eyes will get real big and he just turns around and sniffs his own butts because he lets out a fart. The European mind is ignorant and blind to the beauty of the USA. Yes and no. There are a lot of things that America gets right. We get really, really right. But in the spirit of transparency, there are some things that America gets wrong. I think American nationalism is actually a really good and useful tool and will help secure our futures as Americans because we care about like where we live and what we have. And I think that's a good thing. Sometimes it goes a little overboard. And when people are violent towards other Americans because of their overt sense of individual nationalism, it can be very dangerous. Europe is also very squished together and America's fucking huge. You're very welcome, Ninja Slayer. Thank you so much for being here. Black36 Alpha, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the dono from both you guys as well. Thank y'all for hanging out. You know, you guys, I really appreciate y'all being here. America does have some really beautiful places. I want to say that I've seen other places that are beautiful. I have. South Korea. South Korea is fucking gorgeous in certain places. Like wintertime, or like spring when you have a light dusting of snow and like all of the cherry blossoms have blossomed. Fucking gorgeous. And all the South Koreans, they mind their own motherfucking business. It's great. Like the South Koreans are the king of minding their own fucking business, at least in my personal opinion. I haven't been all over Europe, passed through a couple of different countries. I've seen like the inside of an airport in Romania. I've seen the inside of an airport in Shannon, Ireland, but Afghanistan wasn't pretty. Sorry. It's just not. UAE wasn't pretty. I mean, people are like, well, I mean, UAE it's a thriving metropolis and they got big buildings. Still the fucking desert, bro. It's still somewhere humans have lived for thousands of years. The fucking sand smells like ass everywhere. No matter where you go, it all smells like ass. You ask any veteran who's been to the Middle East, everywhere you go, I have yet to find a veteran who's like, you know what, this country in the Middle East, the desert doesn't smell like ass. If you know of a place, guys, I would really love to know, but I haven't found one. The sand, you go to the middle of the desert where no one has been for fucking 200 years. You pick up the sand, go, smells like ass in the Middle East. It all does. It just does. Romania has some really pretty bit. Get out of the city. Really? I will tell you, Romanian women are quite the view to an American. F-35s do have rivets and fasteners that are exposed. They're designed to deflect radar, though. That's all I can say. Oh, I know. Tread that line. Look, man, we're not a War Thunder forum here, but I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. You know, because people ask me about missiles and stuff, and I learn as much as I can. But I also know that, like, There are probably people who work professionally with some of the systems I speak about who are like, this guy, this dude. I'm like, look, man, this, it's all I can find on the internet, man. Hi, Venezuelan here. Oh, hey, how you doing? Love the USA versus Venezuela video, especially now you can explain the context about the Vietnam War, because some say jungle, some say politics, and some say the Viet Cong. So, combination of all three. The U.S. did not fully declare war in Vietnam. And the U.S. doesn't do well when we half-ass things. If the U.S. had gone full like World War II style in Vietnam and pushed everything we could in there, could into there, and said, you get to go home when the job is done, it would be solved. And the North Vietnamese would no longer exist. Neither would the Communist Party. Politicians were playing this. I put, you know, one battalion in. They were playing fucking war hokey pokey with service members. Let's put one battalion in. Let's put one battalion out. Let's put one battalion in, and we'll get them all fucking shot. Like, no, you, dude. I cannot explain enough. But also, it was also the VC. Well, not so much the VC, the NVA in general. They broke their own agreement. And by that time, we'd already kind of just like, I don't want to play this game anymore. It's not really, I'm not really gaining anything out of it. It's the same situation. Like when we pulled out of Afghanistan and I watched Afghanistan fall like that, I had a couple of different feelings. Number one, I was angry because I thought, like, what was it all for? All the hours, all the time, all the effort that we put in over there for what? Secondly, I had the feeling of, you know what? It's better to pull it off like a Band-Aid, because if it's falling this quick, no amount of American support would ever get Afghanistan to stand on its own feet. It would always fall under somebody else's rule whenever we left. We could be there for 100 years and it would never change that outcome. And then the third feeling that hit me was just like kind of a punch in the face was, I understand Vietnam veterans on a deeper level than I ever thought I would. And that was like the feelings that went through me when I watched the fall of Afghanistan. So I hope that kind of puts it into perspective. Like, our forces did exactly what they were supposed to do. Politicians dropped the ball. There was a nuke off the coast of South Carolina and Georgia in the mouth of the Savannah River. They had to dredge the river for the Savannah port, so they got the bomb out of it. It was there for decades. Seriously, they got it out though? No. The reason the M2 Browning hasn't been replaced yet is because it's cheap and it works. It is highly effective. It's just, she's a heavy girl. Last I checked, isn't the body and the barrel alone without the tripod like 80 something pounds? And that's without ammo. Like, it's not a light gun. It's an awesome gun. I love the M2. Like, if I were to, like, if you had to pick, like, hey, what is the best and most perfect gun that's ever been made? And you didn't give me like for this, for that. If you just like me, I had to pick an all around perfect gun. It's the M2 all day long. Remember, you got something wrong about the German reactor and someone was crashing out in the comments about it. Yes. But this is the thing, man. I think that for me, it's important to show humility and be willing to tell people if I did get something wrong. Just like, recently, yeah, I talk a lot of shit on the internet, but one of the things that I've always really been a big advocate for everybody who watches me or watches any social media, and I've told this to other creators, I've told this to the unsub guys, I've told this to Veteran with a Sign, it is not our job to tell you what to think. We should never do that. No one in any position of authority, no one with any following, no fucking movie stars, this Mark Ruffalo shit that like, oh, white people are bad. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're so disconnected from reality. You should be telling people to think, not what to think. That's not your fucking position. If that was your position, get into politics. I'm not a politician. Just a guy on the internet who has a racist old plane that I use to get some of the inside voices out. I always want people to think. I don't want you, I also don't want people to live in an echo chamber. There was somebody who reached out to me recently, sent me an email, kind of, explaining how he was a little disappointed in one of the things that I said in one of my videos, and he was respectful enough with it, which is what I always want people to do. If you come at me respectfully, I will try my hardest to make sure that, like, hey, this is how I felt, this is why I did that. I respect your decision. I'm not going to hate you for it, but this is where I'm coming from. And I wish more people would come at each other like that rather than just kind of talking shit. Website link to Discord is not working. Is it not? Do you know that Brazil only sends troops to UN peace missions if they're married? He does that so they don't sleep with local women? Yeah, no, there's a lot of women all over this planet who probably have American babies from somewhere. Bakak from the Mickey D's run. What did I miss? Oh, back from the Mickey D's run. Sorry. I told you I have dyslexia, right? Okay. I mean, I probably do. I haven't been diagnosed, but I fuck up words all the time. 14 AMRAMs. Reminder kid, 14 AMRAMs, 2 AIM-9s, and 420 freedom seats. Oh, I know. I think it was 10. Weapons actually sent me the loadout itself. I think it's 10 AMRAMs. Weapons, correct that. I didn't count them that night. I was so fucking tired. USS Silverside Museum has been sold the U.S. Coast Guard Cutter McLean. She'll be scrapped. She sunk a Japanese sub in Alaska in World War II. She was active from 1927 to 1971. No shit. Dude, that sucks. It's like 10 AIM-120s, I think, is the exact number. Not married, just TDY. Oh yeah, no, we call it TDY. Like if you're going to Korea, temporarily divorced for a year. That's why you join the Navy, 36 countries and 2 deployments with at least a week in each place. Destroyed life. Yeah, see, that's the thing, dude. My brother got to whore himself all over the Pacific before he was married. And you know what they did? They were like, hey, you want to travel the world, little boy? And I was like, yes, I do. They're like, join the army. I said, this is awesome. We'll let you drive tanks. That's so cool. By the way, hey, you don't have a tank anymore. Here's an M14. Go to this 2-week school and we're going to send you to the most hostile environment known to fucking man called Afghanistan. Good luck. And then they spit in my face. Fucking horse shit, man. If you want to travel, join the Navy. If you're an angry kid like I was, go to the Army or the Marine Corps. That's kind of where you belong. He said 8 120s. I'm not talking shit, but I kind of believe gappers. Has a possible 16, but has only been tested up to 10. Oh, the 15EX? F-22 can carry 10. I also trust weapons. This is between weapons and gappers now. Watching a classroom episode on the Sky Ranger, pronounce it Rhine, like rhinestone, metal. Oh, Rheinmetall. As in short, my German ears bled a little bit. I'm sorry, man. I've actually talked about Rheinmetall several times in some of my videos, and every single time I cannot pronounce Rheinmetall in a German way. Iraq smelled like ass in 1991. Dude, it all does. Okay, any vets in the chat? Yes or no? That's all I need is a yes or no. Have you ever found anywhere in the Middle East where the dirt, the sand, or whatever did not smell like ass? Or shit, or some variant of? You found places? You guys are saying yes? Wait, maybe I asked the question wrong. You guys have found places? Vegas smelled like Iraq. Rheinmetall, whatever, I'll try it. Yes, I have an air quality letter to prove it. I haven't, like I said, I've only been a couple places in the Middle East, but every single one of them, the dirt, the sand, everything around you just smelled like ass. I don't know what it is, man. And you know what's crazy is you get used to it. You don't know you get used to it. And then you come home, you have like a tough box stashed away, and then you're wearing like other uniforms, you wash other uniforms, and then you open up that tough box one day and you're like, oh, I got some other uniforms in here, and you pull one out and it hits you and you're like, oh God, oh, what the, that's a biohazard. No, the sand always smelled like musty camel crap. See, it did. Listening to an HLC video while half of you is currently stuffed inside the wing of a 737 MAX is a great experience. Also, 3 months till Japan. Oh shit, congrats, man. I need to get my damn passport renewed. Showed my girlfriend the Linebacker 2 vid. She laughed her ass off. I think she's a keeper. Hell yeah. I had a lot of fun making the Linebacker 2 vid. I had a lot of fun. I have, for my pepperbacks in here, there, as long as I get the thumbnail done, there should be a new HLC State of Mind dropping tomorrow. Yes. Because Sunday, the pepperbacks, you pepperbacks are making out like a bandit. You got the regular HLC video yesterday. Today you're getting the HLC's Classroom. Tomorrow you get HLC State of Mind, and Sunday you get my HLC video that'll drop on YouTube on Monday. Like, y'all are making out like a fucking bandit this weekend because I got timelines to make. Boog, thank you so much. Wolfram deleted your message. Sorry, man. Wolfram be hot on it. He's quick. He's mean. I'm not the mean person. Remember, Wolfram, Weapons, Phoenix, those are the mean. The people with the blue highlighted names, they're the mean ones. I'm not. I'm such a nice person. Family, peace and love from the buff. Hell yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but you know, if we had peace and love, I'd kind of be out of a job.
Final dono. It's all good, man. I'm trying to read as much as I can. No doggo. Oh, Knox moved. Yeah, he's over by the door. Final dono for we'll do the video about my favorite plane, the B-25 Mitchell, on the only heavy bomber to launch from an aircraft carrier to my knowledge. I don't know how to respond to this. Tomorrow on Pepperbox. Okay. I don't know how we got to this point. My brain just like fucking hardwired, or like short circuited, because I was like, who are you? What do you know? Are you in my computer? Did we split a Hellfire missile or was it UFO? I have no idea what that video was. Honestly, I probably wouldn't take it too seriously. Life could be over in an instant, ladies and gents. Just be happy about it. Can I do a Buff going down memory lane for the hippie era? I don't know if Buff was ever a hippie. I think it's more the B2. Nuggets for Franklin and the kid. Oh, hell yeah. Why did my microphone fall so far down? It shows why it's so important to support these museums. You're absolutely correct. Which is why, like, this is the thing, man. Also, to all of you out there, I need to make a post about it. The gentleman, for those of you who watched the Habitually Fat episode where me and Nick went to the Varnum Armory, he reached out to us. He wanted to say thank you to all of you in the community, because at that point in time, and this was like 2 days after it went live, he had already received like $500 in donations for their museum to like continue to build. None of us asked for that. We didn't tell anyone to do that. You guys just did that out of the kindness of your heart to help preserve history. And as somebody who's a huge history fan, I am so honored. I am floored that you guys would do that. Like, that was 10 out of 10. I'm so incredibly proud of you guys. If you didn't, it's fine. I'm not saying you got to go do that right this second. I'm just like, for those of you who did, if you're in here, thank you. I tried to join the Marines. When every other branch turns out they don't like brain tumors. Ooh. Now I struggle to relate to my bro who joined. It's not a... I want to say it's not really like like a relation thing like that all vets get, but like in some capacities it kind of is. But for me, I will say that I don't hate, civilians who didn't like experience the things that I did. I don't hate, I don't dislike them. Quite frankly, I'm envious. I would love to be blind to the world that I saw. I would love to look at everything like, the world is great and people are nice and we should care about one another and not realize what a fucking rotting cesspool it is. I'm kind of jealous that other people get to do that and I don't. I wouldn't worry about relating to him too much. Just if he wants to talk, listen. I wish I could be a fly on the wall, go back to when my grandma and grandpa were dating, heard numerous Kraut stories. They were born in 1928 and 1930. Oh yeah, bro, people talked way different back then. When are we getting a racial slur tier list? Good God. That's going to be the one that gets me. I would post that on Pepperbox, and then I would get a call from Eli or Jake and like, hey man, you got to take that shit down. Like, just they'd be like, look, we're all about, like, you say whatever you want. That ain't it, man. Like, yeah, that would get me in trouble. No, the Varnum vid. Oh yeah, Mrs. HLC fucking crushed that one. I'll be really real with you guys. Like, we were standing outside and it looked like a high school gym. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, there's probably some good stuff in here. We'll see what it's about. That dude made history come to life. And there was so much in there. Like, I was captivated the whole time. I know normally, like, our job is to, make commentary and jokes and like be funny when we're at these places. But Nick and I were both just like, we need to shut up and listen to this man because he's killing this. It's great. Sending much love from the Fort Sill Marine Artillery School. No shit, you're part of the Mardet. I see you guys out there next to, in the little field next to your motor pool, setting up 777s and 119ers. And actually, I don't even know if you guys have 119ers. You should only have 777 and HIMARS. Right? Or am I wrong? I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But take care of yourself out there, man. The USS Hornet allows filming and live streaming? Wait. Am I fucking up or wasn't the Hornet sunk? Are you fucking with me? Okay, one of them is at there was two of them, CV-8 and CV-12. Yes, okay. The first one was sunk, and the second one, okay, yeah, no, man, my bad. my brain, like, man, hold on. The Yorktown class Hornet, yep. Someone has a missile question? What's the... I'm trying to get some really cool stuff lined up for you guys, trust me. I'm excited, and thank God the military is finally getting on board with some of what we're doing. Like, super excited. We went down to Fort Campbell. I can't wait for that video to come out. Habitually fat is great because it allows all the Tylenol Americans to... Is that what we're calling them now? Tylenol Americans? I love it. God, man, the internet is undefeated. I haven't heard that yet. Tylenol Americans. I love every bit of that. I kind of want to text that to the fat electrician right now. I want to text Nick that and be like, have you heard this? Words that sound like slur tier list with the meaning. There is a lot of words in the English language that sound like racial slurs, but are not. And I will tell you this, that when you ask your female African American equal opportunity advisor in your unit, if you can use one of those words in the correct way and you show her the word with the real definition, she'll tell you no. I don't know if you know that. Hello from South Africa. Bro, I can't, y'all's accent, it vexes me. It's almost like you're talking while breathing in. It's so weird, man, but I appreciate you being here. I didn't know I had people in South Africa that watch my videos, man. That's fucking cool. I'm gonna go, all right, hey, Jewel. Bro, I'm telling you, I made a post on Twitter and I was like, you know what? All Army medics need to switch from Motrin to Tylenol. It'd be like giving my old chain of command super soldier serum. And then you know what's funny? I sent it to my old first sergeant. I think he blocked me. He didn't respond. So we went from Tide Pod Americans to Tylenol Americans. I think the Tylenol Americans are, I think, millennials. The Tide Pod Americans are Gen Z? Because Gen Alpha is just completely fucking weird. In the U.S. Navy, if a ship is sunk in combat while bravely performing its duty, a new ship will almost always be named after it, usually the same type. Really? Huh. I learned something about the Navy today. You know what I really want to do? And I would love to do it for an episode of Habitually Fat. I think it would be so much fun. But I want to also get, I want to do it as a gang does episode. So the Navy, I don't know what it's called. Oh, gappers. I might use that in a video. That's a fucking great way to explain Marines. And I find that hilarious. Gappers, I might use that in a video. That's hilarious. Someone said communism 3 times. Did Nick show up? But anyways, in the Navy, they have something for any of the sailors out there. I'm sure you know what it's called. It's like a flood room where like you and a team go in and like the room starts filling with water and you're trying to like stop leaks and shit. It sounds like a blast. It sounds really exciting. And I would really like to do that with the unsub guys. If we could get permission to do it, I think it'd be so much fun. Gen Alpha is Gen X squared. Autism. Eli pops in. Something wrong with your camera? Yeah. Yeah, they water the flood in smell. Oh, the water smells like ass. Well, can't win them all. Oh, I know it does. It sounds terrifying, but it also sounds like a blast. Oh my gosh, it did that thing again. Is that what it's called? The damage control trainer? It sounds like fun. I guess when you're in like basic training or something in the Navy, they put you in there with a team and like you're supposed to try and stop leaks, but apparently no one ever really succeeds in doing it. Is it damage control simulation? Okay. It sounds like a blast. It sounds like so much fun. I mean, I'm sure the outside looking in, it sounds more fun than it actually is, but it still sounds fun. I would also like to gas Brandon Herrera. I think that's with CS gas before somebody clips that. But I think I would love to, and I probably just need to call General Myers again, talk to him about getting Brandon Herrera up to Camp Grayling, and I want to take Brandon Herrera through the gas chamber. I think that would be, and I think Cody too, because I don't know if they gassed Cody while he was in Navy basic training. I mean, Eli was Army, Nick was Army, I'm Army. All 3 of us have been gassed. Rich is Army, he's been gassed. I mean, I'd get gassed again. It's not terrible. I mean, it sucks in the moment. It fucking royally sucks in the moment. But after a few minutes, you're fine. Until you start burping up the CS gas that you accidentally sucked into your stomach because your windpipe was closing. But that's beside the point. You fool. Someone's going to tag Brandon. I think I want to... Someone's just going to take that one clip. I want to gas Brandon Herrera. And they're going to send it to Tony. This is what Brandon Herrera's friends say about him. This has been approved by Tony Ernest Gonzalez, who rides bicycles without seats. Yeah. Slap round, slap round, slap round. I want to get them in there. I think it'd be so much fun, man. So the U.S. Navy commissioned so many subs in World War II, they had to hire scientists to give layman's names to fish because they ran out of normal names. Seriously? I would love to be... Oh, man. Dude, I don't know how true that is, but my brain just immediately, like, we hired scientists. In reality, somebody went and got their uncle who lives out in the fucking holler somewhere, gave him a lab coat and said, look, just show up and tell him what you call fish. And they'd be like, we need a layman's term for this. That's a dumb fish. Yeah, that's because they're dumb as shit. That's a dumb fish. Like, my brain just took over on that one. You know Camp Grayling? Yeah, I know the commanding general out there. He's a great dude. Great dude, man. Oh, Brandon got CS sprayed? Oh, yeah, Donut was a cop. You're right. You're right. And the spray, from what I hear, is worse than the gas. Because the spray doesn't go away right away. And the gas kind of does. I need a smart whiteboard for classroom videos, kind of consensual. You should also see if you can go to the aircraft boneyard in Arizona. I would love to go to the aircraft boneyard, and I'm thinking about getting an electric whiteboard, or maybe just like a handheld one, so I can actually. I probably have to do it on this side. Draw pictures. My pictures are awful, but they explain things. I'm a missile smith, not a drawing artist. Brandon needs to schedule a debate with Tony. When he doesn't show, go to the drive tanks and have the debate at the Rhino enclosure and call him Tony the whole time. That's awesome. Just, oh man, that'd be so much fun. Dude, I don't know why. Like, I don't know how it's legal for people running for office to refuse to show up to a debate. Like, I could understand if it was Brandon's debate, but if it was like I feel like every political office that people run for, there should be like a government sanctioned debate where they both go in and they debate about what's going on and it's sent out to the masses. Fleet Week in the Port of Houston from November 5th to the 11th. Shit. I don't know if I'll be around. I gotta check my schedule. I'm not opposed to it. I think it's cool. I like Navy shit. I mean, I like all shit. Just see me running across a flight deck geeking out about some fucking F-18 they have strapped down with like AIM 174s on them or something like that. I'd be like, they're the big ones! And just running across the flight deck. Boneyard does tours? I fuck with that. I take it I'm not allowed to go inside any of the planes in the boneyard. You sure that F-18 will be strapped down? Because they're parked, yes it would. If they were moving, not so sure. Chalkboards. I might need a chalkboard. Or maybe I'll just get like a Harry Potter one and I'll learn how to graphic design on my computer. And I'll do like they did with the Disney show, the Disney Channel. They're like, you're watching Disney, and they just do like a shitty thing and they make it look all nice. I would do that. I'd be like, this is what I mean. And just like wave the wand and all of a sudden like a perfect image of a launcher pops up. Like, this is what we're talking about. Thank you, Phoenix. Frankly, can sneak onto any plane. Those planes are old time to make a new one.
Okay, I mean, it's time to start my only planes. If you guys want to see where new baby planes come from.
No, I can't go inside. They're sealed. Whack, bro. How do you guys like Knox's butt? It's up there in the camera. Same, that cooling blanket that I got him. Favorite helicopter? Ooh, good question. I'm not super well versed in helicopters, but I think for capability, an AH-64 Apache. probably a D model. But for looks, and this is going to be a hot take. Oh man. The Hind. It looks cool. And maybe that's because like I watched, what was that? Red Dawn when I was a kid. And I actually thought that one could survive an RPG-7 hit, which it might be able to. I don't know. I mean, they are somewhat armored, but buff will replace the space shuttles NASA uses.
Yeah, because the space shuttles fucking suck.
Is Cameo still around? If I have one, I have a Cameo. I just kind of do it for fun. I don't have a lot of time, so I like, if I have one, I'll be like, all right, I got to sit down. I got to just handle this, knock it out real quick, and then move on. So far, no one has been like, hey, can you change this? So far, as long as they give me enough details, I managed to meet the intent. Did Knox lose weight, or did you finally buy him a bigger bed? No, he's had a bigger bed, but he's still my fat boy. OH6 Little Bird. Ooh, the Little Bird is a good little, I like the Little Bird for some things. U.S. Air Force channel would let him inside some stuff if they were not dickheads. Bro. Dude, so I'm now moving from politely asking to I'm going to hurt his feelings. So Mr. Greenless at the U.S. Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio, he's their public affairs official. Mr. I think it's Todd Greenless. Greenless is his last name. Greenlees. Anyways, not that I have any kind of ill will towards this individual, but I've had people call on my behalf. I've also had enlisted and officers from the military call. And basically what the officer was told is by this individual, I don't understand the internet and I don't want to. Like they have no idea what this would do for the Air Force Museum. Dude, I just want to experience the history. Like, and I want to do it where I can show others. Like, look what they have here. This is the coolest fucking place. Like, I would love to do that, but they're being chode monkeys. Not them, him specifically. So I'm going to start small. When I have time, I plan on calling the commander of the base and just requesting an open door policy. I'll fly up to Ohio. I don't give a fuck. I will make time. And then if he doesn't want to work with me, that's cool. Air Force Chief of Staff is next. I don't care. I'm sure he has an open door policy. Every fucking commander in the United States military has a goddamn open door policy. You just got to know how to use it. Ty Greenless? Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Phoenix knows. Phoenix has been trying to talk to him too. Knox is my chunky boy. Oh, he heard his name. I'm not going to just talk about him. I'm going to... Ooh, UH-1 Venom. That's also a good choice. The Venom and the... what is it? The AH-1Z? The Viper? They both... And this is going to piss off some Marine fucking airmen somewhere. They look like an Apache that went... Like, had bulimia. Great system. Phenomenal, very capable, like some of the first gunships the United States ever used. It just looked like a stripped down version of an Apache. Do you have a voice for Herky Birds? The unit I was in Okinawa, 353rd, SOG now SOW, has a bunch of C-130s. So I've done the AC-130. I did it's kind of a Clint Eastwood type thing. I haven't done C-130 specifically, but it'd probably have to be another old timer like Buff. Because the C-130 been around for a hot minute. I want to say like 1 or 2 years after Buff was built, maybe before, but it's right around the same time as Buff is when the C-130 came around. I'm sure Weapons probably knows the exact details, or Phoenix does. They're both fucking airplane geeks. The V-280 Valor, I don't like it. I don't like tilt wings. Nope. We have not come far enough as a society that those are practical yet. No, thank you. 2 years younger? Okay. OH-58 Kiowa. That's not a real thing. It kind of, well, I mean, yeah, no, wait, no, I'm thinking of the Comanche. Kiowa. Yes, Kiowa is a real thing. There are drawing tablets that can connect to computers, so you draw on the tablet and it shows up on the computer plus tax write-off. I like it. I like it. See, this man's got the right idea. Python Knight, you're on it. If I could do a deep enough voice for Sam Elliott, I'd fucking do it. Though we have an Apache at home. There was a Marine Corps. He was a pilot of an AH-1Z Viper. Great guy. On TikTok, he went by Semper Fidoodles. And I remember I talked trash one time about the AH-1Z, saying that it was like a older version of the Apache, and he was very upset. But nice guy. I vote we give a C-130 shifty type voice because, like the E-4 Mafia, they can get you what you want, where you want, no questions asked. You know, the C-130 is a very pragmatic aircraft. It is a very capable aircraft. I think somebody said that, like, I think it was the last stream I did that someone's like, if you, everything you've asked a C-130 to do, it's done. Like, anything it's ever been asked to do, it's capable of doing. And so then I beg the question, why didn't the C-130 stop 9/11? I'm just kidding. So I'm having like random Theo Vaughn moments tonight. That's what I'm doing. That's exactly what is going on here. If Ohio falls through, there's an air zoo in Kalamazoo. I fuck with Michigan. They have an SR-71, an F-117, and a ton of airframes for World War II. Oh, man. You know what I should do? I kind of want to do it just out of spite. But, like, as I continue to cause as many problems for Mr. Greenlist as I can, I should go to another air museum. And at every airframe, I could be like, you know, I wonder if they have one of these in Dayton, Ohio. Guess we'll never know. Thanks, Ty. And just move on to the next plane. You know, I wonder if the Air Force Museum in Ohio could tell me more about this. Huh. Too bad they have Ty working for them, and just keep moving on. Like, I'd just be a complete, oh, man. Ooh. The guy's under my skin. The guy's under my skin. I'm gonna win. It's just a matter of when, but he's under my skin. C-130 voice, Steve Buscemi. I could do not Steve Buscemi. What's the guy? You know, no. You're talking to the buff all wrong. Do it again. Stab you in the face with a soldering iron. Yep. What the fuck is his name? Yeah, you will prevail. Oh, I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna get him. Talked to a Marine crew chief for the AH-1W Cobras in Desert Storm. They were able to get them repaired after being shot in 12 hours. Apache 2 to 3 days. Checks out. You know, sometimes for higher quality equipment, you really need to, it's Christopher Walken. Thank you so much. Sometimes you just got to put in a little extra effort. Just, you know, AH-1Z or AH-1W, duct tape, Marine Corps standard. You'd be fine. No, I'm fucking with you guys. If I order Cameo without a prompt, can I just get a video of drunk you doing voices? Like just my face, not the actual characters? I don't know what you're asking. I'm so confused. I got a fever. The only cure is more cowbell. And these guys out here talking about how you want to shoot down my plane. It's not going to go good for you. I don't do a good Christopher Walken. I used to know a kid who did a phenomenal Christopher Walken. Contact Warner Robins Museum. All right. Oh, Phoenix, I promise you. This is my plan. This is how petty I plan on being. When, not if, when Habitually Fat gets to tour the United States Air Force Museum, because they finally, somebody with a brain somewhere goes, why are you stopping them? And then what I'm going to do, I'm gonna type it up. I'm gonna print it out. I'm gonna put it in a nice envelope. I'm probably gonna wax seal it right? I will buy a wax sealer with the HLC logo specifically for this. Okay, I will do that. This is the level of petty I am going to achieve. And all that's going to be written on that letter, I'm gonna walk up. Oh, hey, Mr. Greenlist. Hey, I'm glad we were finally able to make this work. Hey, good to see you. I got this for you. And then I'm just going to leave it with him. I'm going to walk away. And all it's going to say on that piece of paper is 3 words: per my email. That's all he's getting. That's the level of petty I've come to. That's what's steaming inside here. We gonna get him. We gonna get him. It's gonna happen. I don't need you guys to do it, because then they might get a little bit more defensive. I don't need you guys. Like, I appreciate you. I do appreciate you guys. But I'm gonna deal with it. I'm absolutely gonna deal with you. Joke's on you, HLC. You're expecting a boomer to understand modern entertainment. That's fair. That's, you know what? Are you gonna take Nick with you? 100%. I don't do Habitually Fat without him. I know, Eric. I want to do the USMC Museum in Quantico. I saw it last time when we were in Virginia, because I think part of what we did for that Habitually Fat tour, it was actually the Iwo Jima, like the statue of the Marines planting the flag on Iwo Jima, and we saw the Pentagon, which I know the Pentagon is in fucking Quantico. At least I think it's in Quantico. And I saw signs for the USMC Museum. We didn't, if I'd known about it, I would have started hitting them up. I didn't know it existed. You do know the western half of Canada is coming to America. They voted for it last month. And Wexit may happen, Manitoba to British Columbia. And so, I mean, I'm not going to say no. I do welcome my Canadian allies to the north. Look, like it's a bit of a rough deal. If my Canadians, which Wolfram is in here, he's going to be so upset about this. It's great. I love it because Wolfram's Canadian. If the Canadians do want to join up with the United States, here's the deal. Okay, here's what you do. It's a give and take. It's give and take. We'll offer you marginally lower tax rates, marginally, not significant, but marginally lower tax rates. Cheaper cost of living in most places. The most powerful defense industry on earth. But you got to give up your socialized medicine. You got to give up the free healthcare. Well, free. Someone always pays for everything. Nothing in this world is free. But yes, that's the deal we make. I don't know how true it is. I think I asked Wolfram. Somebody was saying that like getting a house for less than $1 million in fucking Canada is impossible. But I think they were referring to like the big city centers. I think, Wolfram, did I talk to you about it? Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, I read that. Southern Museum of Flight in Birmingham, Alabama. If I do Birmingham, I'm doing it in the wintertime. Dude, it is. The South is juicy. I was out in fucking Tennessee. Tennessee to me is South. So is Kentucky. Those count as South in my book. They are juicy. Juicy places to live. The P-3 is the overworked plane that's just done with everyone that flies into hurricanes and tracks drug boats for customs. Oh yeah, no, the P-3 Orion? No. Yeah, P-3 Orion and then P-8 Poseidon. The P-8 treats recon like a game of hide and seek. That's fair. That's fair. You live in Birmingham, you can take me. It's too hot. Only the top 3 is 1 mil. Most houses start in the 500K. That's not terrible. Always funny to see shots fired from mod streamer and vice versa. We have good. I have good. I say I have good, but it's really a team effort. We have good mods. These are good people. Knox, what are you doing? We still have 25 minutes. Do you want to hop up on my lap? Come here. Oh, my legs. Oh, my legs. When your legs don't work like they used to before. Come here. Come here, Chunky. Don't. Come on. Oh, you're coming all the way up. You're coming all the way up. You're coming all the way up. Can you come all the way up? No. Don't run away. Your breath smells like an anus. I know you know the treats are over there. How's Mrs. HLC after the Fritz attack? She's gotten better. A couple days ago she was feeling a little like off balance, but she said that was probably because her ear was still healing. So as a flight medic, which is something before I read the whole rest of this, I want you to know that is a lot rarer of a statement. And I'm actually going to listen to you, because when people usually start out with, as a veteran, there's like an 80% chance they're going to have a wildly fucking hot take that no other veteran actually agrees with. But as a flight medic, that's a much more rarer stance. So we'll continue. Love my little bird AH-64 guys. Nothing will beat flying my UH-1 guys from NAM. You are old school. They were close to retiring a civilian flight time. UH-1, good old Hueys. What does the Marine Corps have? Is it the UH? Oh no, that's the Venom. Yeah, that's like the Pack-a-Punch Huey. Need Buff to sing Greatest American Hero on my voicemail. I don't even know Buff. Do I know the Greatest American Hero? So can HLC detect Iraq or Afghanistan when entering a 7-Eleven? Actually, somewhat. If I walk in and they're speaking their native language and I don't understand it, there's a high probability it's Arabic. I know some of the tones you hear with like, and they dress different, obviously, you know, hair ties and stuff are different for Indian. But if I understand some of what they're saying, I'm like, oh, that's a Pashtun. That's Afghanistan. Maybe Pakistan, most likely Afghanistan though. Believe it or not, HLC isn't at home. I'm not. I'm a figment of your fat imagination. Too bad you won't sit there in front of this fan, dude. It's not bad. This fan's not half bad. UH-1Z Venom? Yeah, that's the one that's like the pack-a-punched, right? Like a pack-a-punched fucking... Have I seen the Casemate Museum at Fort Monroe? You just used a lot of words I've never heard before in my life. What is a casemate? Secondly, where is Fort Monroe? I've never heard of either of those things. HLC been hanging with the B2? Hell yeah, dude. Look. I've been experimenting since I've gotten out. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I think I've earned that after my time in the service, and now I'm in a place where it's recreationally legal. I deserve to try and experience that. I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, not from firsthand experience, just kind of a cautionary tale that I may have heard recently. But if you live nearby an individual whose name is, let's just make one up, Gator, and that individual happens to own several weed shops, and you say, hey, Gator, not me, somebody else, and you say, hey, Gator, you know, I'm retiring. I would like to celebrate with maybe like a blunt or something. You guys sell those, right? And then Gator goes, here, and just pulls one in the packaging out of his pocket. Don't smoke it. You'll think nothing happened, and then you'll get back inside, and your kitchen will look backwards, and then when you sit down, you keep forgetting and re-remembering that you have legs. And then you wake up the next day, still stoned. Cautionary tale, I'm not saying that's what happened, but I may have heard a thing or two. Like, I said I smoked a Jeffrey. There was no furry wall for me to pet, man. There was no furry wall for me to pet. The theme song for Believe It or Not. Oh, that's before my time, man. I'm gonna have to look it up. Stiff lip supplements, guys. they're on your level of humor. The stiff lip supplements. I have not heard of them before. I can look into it. Yeah, Gator don't take no shit. Yeah, no. Gators peddling some. That person was not emotionally prepared for what had happened. And then when they texted Gator the next day, he responded with all laughing emojis and said, quote, "I need to put that on the packaging." I was not saying it happened, but it could have happened, okay? Thoughts on Civil Air Patrol? I don't know enough about them to really form an opinion. I will say that I don't remember seeing Civil Air Patrol like overseas. I don't know if they deploy. People are like, yeah, of course they don't deploy. National Guard doesn't deploy. No, National Guard deploys. Reserves deploy. Like everyone fucking goes overseas. Everyone has a rotation. So don't know enough about them to form an opinion. Fritz attacked Mrs. HLC. She did. Well, Fritz did. Yeah. She was cleaning her ear with a Q-tip. Not supposed to do that. Just thought I'd throw that out there, ladies and gentlemen. Cleaning her ear with a Q-tip. Fritz jumped up, popped her elbow, because he is very handsy. He's a puppy. He jumps up and boom, he shakes my whole fucking desk when he wants a treat. And punctured her eardrum. One of my pilots was former Air Cav. That's gangster. When he would land the hospitals, took the helmet off, and the Stetson went on. He wore it the entire time we would be in the hospital. You know, characters like that, like, this is the thing. If I saw that nowadays, I'd be like, oh, cringe. But back then, it was like, Grandpa been through some shit. Hold on, I can't find my feet. No, I'm telling you. This person, not me, was sitting there, like had one leg, like knee cocked out, one leg straight, which this really hurts right now to do. And then this person would forget that they had legs and they would feel really comfortable and their mind would start like thinking about this and that, like just fucking crazy exponential thought. Or so they thought. And then and be like, I have legs. Are they comfortable? And they would remember the legs. They would, not me. And they would remember the legs. And then they would start feeling like they were losing blood circulation and be like, oh my God, my legs are falling asleep. I got to move my legs. And then they were like, no, I can't move my legs. Like they just don't want to move. I say, hey leg, you're doing silly leg things. And leg goes, I'm going to keep doing that. Fuck you. And yeah, no. And then the brain would go, fuck it, you don't have legs, and just move on to something else. And then like 5 minutes later, be like, hey, do you know you have legs? And the whole process would start over and over. It was not, look, bro, it was not, I was, it was an experience, okay? It was an experience, and now my brain goes, hey, you should never do that. I mean, this person should never do that again. And they won't. As a veteran, my wildly out there hot takes are the A-10 is a viable platform. They only retired because it lost all of its lethality when weapons retired. You know, that might be the case. That might be the case. That could very well be the truth. They were like, hey, weapons, we need you to stay on this platform. And he goes, and I'm assuming, you know, I've only heard weapons talk a few times, but I'm assuming he sounds like this. Hey, you whippersnappers, I'm done strapping the bombs to the bottom of that war machine. And they'd be like, but weapons, we need you to go, who are you? And they were like, all right, it's probably time for him to retire. And that's... Anyone else getting run glitches? Did I? I'm not giving rerun glitches. Sad weapons noises. The second take is the Patriot is light years better than the Aegis. You know, Gappers, I thought we were cool. I thought we were having a moment. I thought... You know what? Weapons, mute Gappers for 5 minutes. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Stiff Lip Supplements YouTube This is you on the job. You can't quit because if you do, you go to jail. It takes pre-workout, slight morale improvement. How wonderful. This shit got you like, I know, I'll have to check it out. Stiff lip supplements. I'll take a look. Have I heard of the Hash House Harriers? They actually have a military World War II origin. Hash House Harriers. No, it's going to be another one that I have to look into. Now I have Operation whatever I got it saved in my phone. Hash House Harriers. And then I got to check out Stiff Lip Supplements. You guys just stop giving me homework. Please, I just want to play Borderlands and be a goober. Might want to use a different word than handsy. Are you sure you have legs? Right now, I'm sober as a judge. I know what I have on me right now. Sounds like a big vortex of nope. Like, this is the thing. When I was, for lack of a better term, and I hope this doesn't get me banned, for that circumstance during that time, I was high as giraffe pussy. Okay, like I was up there. All right, and it got to the point where it was no longer fun. Where it's no longer like I'm happy, everything's good, like I'm not worried about like life stressors, which that's the kind of like the happy zone that I like to be in. It got to the point where like I wasn't like, the room wasn't spinning, I wasn't feeling like I had to vomit or anything, but I was like, I'm not down for this. I want off this fucking train. Okay, get me off the ride. And it got to the point where I was sitting in the chair and I was like, the fastest way off this ride is to go to sleep. And so that's what I tried to do. I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to bed right now. And she's like, it's like 7. I was like, I'm going to bed right this second. I'm done. I'm not eating dinner. I'm done. I'm like, not happening. Going to bed. That I'm going to die level of high. I didn't feel like I was going to die, but I was just like, I don't like this ride no more, Grandpa. Like, this is not fun. Not where I should have been. Should I have another beer? Yes, or yes times 2. I'm going to say yes, but you should be careful. Always drink responsibly. For those of you who don't know, responsibly is a location inside of my mind where I always get drunk. That's why I do it. Judge Dredd or Judge Judy? Yes, that's the answer. Both phenomenal. I had a middle school math teacher. Her name was Bertha Arona. I will never forget this woman. She was well, I guess Judge Judy's kind of Hispanic anyways, but she was the Hispanic version of Judge Judy. She was mean, very smart, highly intelligent, wanted to teach, like she enjoyed teaching, but she played no shit. I was higher than Eagle Ass Crack. Yes, I was up there. You were cold and couldn't move besides shivering when you had a tincture incident? I'm not sure what that is. Hash House Harriers is worldwide now, started by a British second lieutenant deployed in Malaysia. Hash House Harriers. Is it like a weed farm? Is that what it is? Unsub live tour this round? One of the shows. Can't say where. Can't say when. Can't say who. Can't say how. Can't say heliotrope. But I just did. I don't know. You like tinctures? I don't even know what that is. Twin hull A10 called the A20 with twin GAU 8s. As long as it's got 4 engines, I think it'll be okay. But if we put 2 engines and 2 GAUs, so there's like the story that it has to be diving to so that it doesn't stall. And while the recoil of that weapon system is significant, I did watch a video, don't know how true it is, but some guy broke it down mathematically and was like, this is how many pounds of thrust these each have, this is how much it weighs, you know, accounting for fucking wind drag and all this other shit like that. He's like, basically what this boils down to is it's complete bullshit. But with 2 GAUs, it might not be bullshit with 2 engines. So maybe 4 engines, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Weapons goes won't fly? You were so high you could see heaven. Bro, I was up there. I'm straight up not having a good time, bro. I remember I was talking to my father-in-law in the kitchen. And while my mouth was moving, I was telling him something. I don't even know what I was talking about. I was telling him something. My brain and my eyes started looking around and I was like, why the fuck is my kitchen backwards? Like that belongs over there and that belongs over there. But right now it's not in the right spots. And that's when my wife was like, you should probably go sit down. And I was like, that's probably best. The gun smoke could smoke out the engine. Yes, now I know that part is true. Obviously, they're air-breathing engines. You put enough carbon, sulfur, and everything into the air. Yeah, that's logical. I'm not being a smartass. Like that makes sense. That checks out. I also heard from a certain somebody who works with the F-22 and certain other airframes that they all have a limited amount of like how long they can fly inverted before it starts causing fuel issues, which I didn't know that was a thing. I thought with modern fuel injection that wouldn't be a problem. I didn't know that. You sent me a link on tinctures. Check it later. All right, Phoenix, I'll check it out. Am I even saying that right? Tinctures? Tinctures? I don't know what that is. Hello from Old Blighty. Keep a legend. From Old Blighty. Keep being a legend, mate. Cheers. Wait, hang on. He said Yorkshireman. Random Yorkshireman. So that's British. That's not Australian. Hello from Old Blighty. Keep being a legend, mate. Cheers. All right. You know, I should use cheers more often because, like, every Brit that I've worked with and talked with, like, cheers is like... when you're talking positively with somebody, it's almost at the end of every single sentence. Or at least when you're parting ways or things like that. So tinctures, is that how you say it? I don't even know what it is. You finally caught a live, Rambler. Welcome. Am I live enough for you? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to move my legs because they don't work like they used to before. Also, I hit a personal, a PB for my squat. Hold your applause. I did have hip surgery last year, and I moved and got out of the army and did a whole bunch of other things. So, and while I was in the army, I was focusing on cardio and not on strength, and now I'm focusing on strength and not on cardio. So it was 225, but it was at the end of my workout. So, I mean, I think that kind of counts because I did leg extensions, I did leg curls, like 5 sets of each, 15 each, like 100 pounds or so. And then I moved over to the fucking legs in like that, and then the legs out like that. And then I went over to the leg press. And after the leg press, I did calf raises. And then I went over to squat rack, and then I worked up to the weight, and then I did the weight. So yeah. Hey, Venezuelan here. Is this the same one or the old one? Love the videos and the accent is spot on. Keep them coming until the resident rulers are evacuated. See, that's the thing. That's the shit that I fuck with. Like, all joking aside, I mean, again, he realistically, and I'm not talking any shit, Wolfgang Romeo, he could be a bot, so to speak, right? But at least in my experience, when I talk about Iran, people who are in the United States or are Iranian, they understand that I'm not talking about all the people of Iran. I'm talking about the regime of Iran. It's the same thing with Venezuela. So I fuck with that. I fuck with that, Wolfgang Romeo. Thank you so much for being here. Romero, not Romeo. I'm dyslexic. Probably. Celante HLC? What is that? Koziger? I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, though. Need to take you out back after the stream. We're getting Old Yeller. We're going to Old Yeller? Hell yeah. It is my favorite pastime to fuck with Wolfram. If you guys ever get a chance, if you're in the Discord and Wolfram's in there, just start calling him 51 because they're going to be the 51st state. Oh, Wolfram, I fuck with you, dude. 225 is also the SPF. 225 is also the SPF you must have to use those mayo colored arms you showed on stream. Gappers. That actually hurts a lot. My back and my thighs and my chest and everything is fucking sore. But my legs are the worst right now. Damn it, who farted? Probably Knox. Watch. He knows his name as KNOX, as I said it, but I've already said it once. If I say it again, he'll jump up. But he also knows it as fat. I'm surprised. Fat. Okay, I'll leave him be. He opened his eyes. He's just like, what's up? What's going on? Stop spamming F-47 stuff. I mean, we can talk about the F-47. It's gonna be the greatest. My impression's not great, guys. Give me a break. The greatest aircraft that America's ever used. It's gonna be huge. And if you, I gotta get this out because I got the joke in my head now. If you don't like it, I grab you by the pussy. I couldn't even get it out, man. I'm sorry. It's so hard. Not a bot, totally a different Venezuelan. And that's what a bot would say, right? I guess I blow my cover. No, you're good, Wolfgang. I appreciate you being here, man. You were waging war with the slow bot? You can't talk F-47 stuff because no one knows shit about it. Listen, I know everything about everything. The F-47, I'm going to tell you guys. I can tell you these things, and I guarantee they are factual about the F-47, okay? It will be able to land, okay? That's one thing. I'm giving this out there for free. It will have some form of wing or wings that produce lift. It's going to have that. It will have the ability to fire offensively. Okay? If anyone can prove me wrong on any of those claims when the F-47 finally comes to light, I will give you $1,000. $1,000. If you can, any of those three, if you can prove me wrong on any of those, I'll pay up. And there goes the monetization. Worth it. Worth it for that joke, man. The joke was just too good. The Super Eagle will still be coming to Selfridge. Is that Army National Guard or Air National Guard base next year? Is that the 15EX? Why are your chats disappearing, Spooby? Maybe you said something you weren't supposed to. It will not be gay. I mean, I'm going to be totally real with you guys. If Uncle Sam produces an aircraft that has canards, I have like no problem making this its default voice. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem at all whatsoever, because the canards joke is the gift that keeps on giving. Why are you messing with me? Aren't you weapons? Look, weapons. If you can prove any of those three things that I said wrong, the money's yours, homie. Can I talk about the flying UFO Tic Tac? I mean, I don't know anything about it. I saw the video. When it comes to things like the UFO and stuff like that, I do genuinely believe that any intelligent spacefaring nation would probably have, here's the thing. We assume that anyone who can travel to stars has the potential to be violent. Why do we think that? Because we're violent. Humans are incredibly violent creatures. We kill things and people for all kinds of reasons. We are crazy violent. And I genuinely believe that, let's say that all life in the universe started at the exact same time. Okay? Let's say that we're all different people, all made in God's image. We'll go with that, right? All over the universe. And one of those other civilizations rises faster than us and discovers space travel and is able to go, intergalactic space travel faster than we are. I would bet 10 to 1 they're not out there conquering other nations. I think that what they're doing is they probably have a strict code of rules, just like Star Trek, that if they are a non-spacefaring, what's the word I'm looking for? Settlement, people, group, whatever, then you can't interact with them. So that's the way that I look at it. The bone isn't gay. I mean, Judging by the size of the canards, might be a little bi. All right. That joke, it just came to me, and I may end up using it in one of my videos now. UFO at canards. If a UFO shows up with canards, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to make that a gay UFO. 100%. We're an observatory. I mean, that might be a possibility. I like to mess around with the idea that what if we were like an experiment that someone either just forgot about or just doesn't care about anymore? Like, we destroyed ourselves in some other corner of the galaxy, and they took and saved a handful of humans and just dropped them here on Earth. And they're like, look, you guys get to restart and you're going to be peaceful this time. And they're just watching us continue to do the same shit we've done over and over. Is just murder ourselves every single time. I like to fuck around with that idea. I think it's a fun one. You lean more towards the dark forest view of space. That we are absolutely and unequivocally alone, or we're in a space that is too far for anyone else to get to? Plausible. Are canards okay underwater? That's a hard ask, because, I mean, technically a lot of submarines would have them then, but would they still be considered a canard? Tune in next week to find out. We're at our 2 hours, ladies and gents. So there we have it. Thank you all so much for being here. I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for all your support. Remember that the cheapest way to support the channel is just watch my videos. That's all I will ever ask of you guys. Just please watch. If you would like to support the channel, you can also go to habituallinecrosser.com, get yourself some merch, maybe check out our new shirt, the one that is modeled after Mrs. HLC. So as always, I care about every single one of you guys, and I will see you here next time. Don't do the enemy any fucking favors. Watch out for one another. See y'all.